Roberto, Yahshua HaMashiach. A tight hug, beloved family. We are, and I'm going to be praying so you as a family, so you receive comfort in your soul, and don't doubt about that. A tight hug for all of you. On the other hand, I respectfully greet all the Roeh, all the pastors from JMPs, all the elders, those that are in charge of a congregation. May the eternal Father bless you and keep you. Let's work faster. We are living a day, Tisha B'Av. Tisha means the ninth of Av of this 5th Hebrew month, and this day is a day to remember because this day was the day during the fast and when the first and the second temple were destroyed there in Jerusalem. So we're going to pray. The beloved house of Judah, they are used to fasting during this day. We are the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, but like that, there is going to be a temple when Yahshua HaMashiach comes. Well, I go into some news. More dust from the Sahara is on its way to Cuba, mainly. Something else, but that's what I told you. More viruses. 40 countries with a new wave of COVID. But it's not the same COVID. We are not crazy. I'm not crazy. This is another kind of COVID. Now, talking about war, there's an intention in Syria and Lebanon in the border with Israel. In the border with Lebanon, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of war tanks. I've already showed you some videos about that. So everything is more tense. The situation is getting more tense there in Israel, and we pray for Israel. On the other hand, in Mongolia, they put in quarantine a province, a town they put under a quarantine, undefined quarantine because of the Black Death. The Hurricane Hana, it caused a lot of destruction and missing people in the north of Mexico, and I saw some videos and I was speechless because of the destruction, mainly in Tamaulipas. So brothers from Tamaulipas, Chihuahua, here in the north part of Mexico, also in Monterrey, there were very huge storm, so please call us so I know that you're fine. I've been praying for all of you, beloved, because I love you a lot. In the name of our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach. There was an earthquake in Vietnam, and well, earthquakes have increased, and all of this is increasing because Joshua is coming soon. There's floods in many countries, and this is crazy now. Plus what's coming, brothers, plus what's coming. Now, with all of these that is going to come, this is an announcement for all of you that you're from JMPs. Are you sharing on Facebook or are you still asleep? Because we have to announce to humanity that Yahshua HaMashiach is coming soon. And I just received the news, and we are going to confirm it with some others, that there's a belt of asteroids, and many scientists, this is serious, we don't know, only the Eternal Father knows what is going to happen, but many scientists, they say that more than one can fall on Earth this next September. So let's wait to the answer of the Avocados, and let's pray, let's share, and of course, don't lose our sense of humor. Share and let people know about Yahshua HaMashiach. Now, brothers and sisters, please download the material from JMP's. Time is very short now. And for all of the ones that want a wedding blessing, our beloved second elder, Josue Garcia, he is the one that is in charge of the wedding blessings. Everything is going to be online on Sunday, August the 23rd, the Hatanot, the weddings, Hatanot in Hebrew. We have a YouTube channel available for you. It's called JMP's TV, on our radio, Simchat Torah, on our website, jmp.mx. And in this same website, you can download videos, audio teachings, books, study notes that are available in different languages. This next Shabbat is going to be the exam about the teaching that I gave during this last Shabbat, in between Friday and Saturday, the same Hebrew day, as a thief in the night. And there's 7 weeks left for the Feast of Yom Teruah. 7 weeks left for the Feast of Yom Teruah. So my advice for all of the new ones is to make a repentance fast for all of your sins. Don't commit them again. Do the baptism, the tevilah, the immersion in water in the name of our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach. These are the last announcements, trust me, the last times that I'm saying this, to make deliverance, break all curses. There's 2 videos that I titled Demonic Deliverance, so you can make the prayer. So you can break the curses, and I'm gladly praying for all of you. Men, please do it. Go fast into the covenant of the Brit Milah, the circumcision. I'm praying so the Eternal Father gives you the way and a doctor so he can circumcise you. And of course, keep the Shabbat. This next Friday and Saturday, if the Eternal Father allows us to, we're going to have a normal weekly Shabbat. We're going to start the next chapter of the second book of Samuel, and I want to share with you a teaching. It's very beautiful. I say very beautiful because it is from the Bible. Saturday at 4 p.m. more about forgiveness. But you might say, but why so much about forgiveness? It's because that is basic. That is basic for salvation. So, this Shabbat is going to be a normal Shabbat. Next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. is August the 5th. Final stage 12. Final stage 12. You're going to see how interesting it is. And, well, I announce this from now. Wednesday, August 19, 7 p.m. is going to be the Great Feast of Rosh Chodesh. And why am I saying it from now? Because we are going to start the 40 days of Teshuvah, the 40 days of repentance, till the day of Yom Kippur. You that you're a new one, this is a good moment to start from zero. That's why I'm saying this, even though there are some weeks left. Wednesday, August 19, 7 p.m. We're going to broadcast it from here if the Eternal Father allows us to do so, here in GMP, Tehuacan, Puebla, Mexico, the Great Feast of Rosh Chodesh. Those 40 days are very important days because then those are the days when Moses went up to ask for forgiveness to the Eternal Father for the sin of the golden calf. So it is very important because each one of us, we had a golden calf, something that we used to idolatre, and this is what this is about. I'm going to be ministering about it. So I said Wednesday, August 19, we'll start reading Psalm 27 during 40 days to reach the compassion of the Almighty. I'm going to pray and I'm going to start this medical teaching. This is very interesting. Please announce it. Later on, share it everywhere. I do not monetize the YouTube video, so this is going to be helpful for you. Beloved Father, I'm going to give this medical teaching because I love the brothers and sisters from Joy and Peace and because I love humanity as a whole. In the holy name of our John Joshua HaMashiach, thank you so much. Amen. Amen. Please take a seat there at home. I am your servant, Dr. Javier Palacios Celorio, Roeh, pastor from the Keilah Congregation Joy and Peace here in Tehuacan, Puebla, Mexico. Right now, are appearing on your screen all of our websites. There's videos, audios, study notes that you can check, available in many languages, and everything is for free. The slogan in this congregation is to never, ever do business with the word of the Almighty. And you're going to see how interesting is going to be this teaching. I bow to the name that is above every name because 40 new ones that are joining us today and those that are going to watch this video, here's the name Jod Hey Vav Hey Yahweh. I don't bow to the standard or to the furniture. No, that would be idolatry. But in the prayer of Our Father, the prayer that Yahshua HaMashiach Avinu Sheva Shamayim, the prayer that the Eternal Father taught to us is this: Our Father, that you are in heaven, sanctified, hallowed be your name. Jirkadash Shemcha. In Hebrew, so if I'm saying that his name is hallowed, is very glorified, is very exalted, his name, I can just go by in an irreverent way here. At least I have to bow, because if I'm saying Jirkadash Shemcha in Hebrew, that is hallowed be your name, I can't go by like that. Well, before starting this medical teaching, I want to tell you that we have these books available for you for free. We can send them to you through WhatsApp. This first one is How Do We Know If We Are Safe? This next one, that is called The Teaching of Demonic Deliverance. Everything has Bible verses. This is not something that I invented. Another one that is very interesting as well from the Bible, Steps to Being a Disciple of Yahshua HaMashiach. So the only thing that you have to do is to send us a WhatsApp. And right now there's many brothers and sisters, each one of them at home, sending you the books for free. This one is beautiful. I really like it because it's titled, Who is Yahshua HaMashiach? Here he explained that his name is Joshua, according to the Bible, not according to myself. And I explained the way to read it, the way to say it in Hebrew, Everything is here. So, who is Yahshua HaMashiach? So you can have it at home. And this one is the book that, well, we call the Book of the Congregation, the Book of the Keilah. We have it available in English, of course, and in Spanish. This is the same one. The thing is that if you know someone, a friend, a family that speaks Spanish, you can share this to them. This one, for example, here I explain what is the Torah, what is the Shabbat, what are the covenants. Everything is well explained here with a lot of details, so you can't stay without these books. We don't charge for anything. We send them to you through WhatsApp, and you can print them and you can make them like this very beautifully. We've shown some videos of brothers that are printing the books in a wonderful way, so that is very important. Remember, in the other hand, I repeat, I do not monetize the YouTube videos. All the material is for free. When I tell you in this case, share this video, this health video, we're going to talk about mental health and physical health, the health of your soul. It's not to make business because everything is for free. Please download from our website, joyandpeace.mx. I'll spell it GOZOYPAZ.mx. Download our books, our videos, or other teachings that are available in many languages. You can download everything from our website. Now, I'm going to start with a Bible verse of protection. And look, the times that we're living are very bad and they are going to get worse. Some astronomers, serious astronomers from the United States, they say that some asteroids are on our way to Earth in the month of September. And yes, it's probable that that is going to happen. But of course, the one that has the first and the last word is the Almighty. But what I feel in my heart? I don't know if there are going to be asteroids or not. As in that something harder has to happen, something harder of what is already happening with the coronavirus, and then with these new coronaviruses that they've sent, something harder has to happen so the worldwide government pushes even more. And all of that is being allowed by the Almighty because humanity didn't want anything with him. They didn't want to give their life to Joshua, they didn't want to leave sin, they didn't want to leave adultery, frauds, etc. They want to still making witchcraft, fornication, homicides, and that's why the Eternal Father is allowing all of this. But us, as Messianics, you as a brother, as a sister, and you, friend, may we become brothers. Who is a brother and who is a sister? Those that make the will of the Almighty. So I'm praying hardly and seriously, day and night, and I'm not lying. I'm saying this not to boast about it, but I'm saying this because I feel it like that. I was called as an intercessor, and I'm saying it as it is. So I'm praying for everyone, and we're going to read a Bible verse of protection. Please, let's go to 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 5. Let's go to 1 Peter 1. Verse 5 is a verse of protection. These verses of protection are so you can print them, you write them, you put them on your bathroom, in a wall, or both, or all of the walls, and even in your ceiling. And every time you go to bed, you see a Bible verse. Every time you wake up, you see another Bible verse from the Bible, and that is going to keep you alive because the word of the Eternal Father is pure fire. So 1 Peter 1, verse 5 says, who are kept by the power of Elohim through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. So the idea is that here Peter is talking about the wrath of the Eternal Father. When I ministered about the first letter of Peter, all of these ones are ministered in our YouTube channel, Shalom 132. There I talked about this verse, and I told the brothers to write wrath, because there is referring to the wrath. It's not referring to something else, but to save us from what's coming, brothers. We can see that now everything is being fulfilled. Well, I'm going to start completely with this medical teaching. I titled these medical tips for many illnesses or many tips. Please have your olive oil ready, extra virgin if you have olive oil there at home. Put a little bit aside, or a lot aside, I would say, and you're not going to use that oil to make a salad or to cook. No, you're going to use it to pray when you get ill. We rebuke that in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. So put a little bit of oil olive oil aside whilst I give the teaching for physical health. I'm going to start by physical health and, of course, mental health and soul health. So, I'm going to go by parts. I'll try to be as full or to explain it a lot. So, stones in the gallbladder. Should you get a surgery or shouldn't you? My advice for you is to give you the chance so the eternal Father Joshua can heal you through a miracle because of his endless power, or through illness for you. He can heal you if you take dandelion, baldo as well, baldo, because the baldo and the dandelion, what they do in this case, in the gallbladder, it becomes more liquidy. It's not so thick because the stones start because the belly is very tight, it's very thick. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this as easy as I can, but I know that there's medical teachings that can be clear for those that are not doctors, so I'm going to be as clear as possible. So the baldo and the dandelion make the stones to liquefy. So how can you take the baldo and the dandelion? You can take them as a tea, but if you get caps of 100 grams of dandelion, 100 grams of baldo, you can take both of each one of them 3 times per day plus pineapple, just like that. The fruit, a pineapple. A long time ago, one of my colleagues, I was still a student, I was studying surgery. He performed a surgery in a gallbladder, and he left the stones in something where they put them. So one of the nurses arrived, and she spilled the pineapple juice on the stones, and the stones faded. So from that, I started to study that the pineapple has I'm going to say it with a medical term, it has a lytolytic power. That means that it destroys the stone, because the stones in the gallbladder can be mainly because of cholesterol, and then calcium can be added to it, and then there is when they become harder. So if they are made of cholesterol, the dandelion, the baldo, and the pineapple are going to make them fade. And I'm not going to say something irreverent, but you're going to start seeing that your poop becomes green. And that means that everything is starting to flow better. Now, kidney stones. I've ministered in the teaching of magnesium from JMP Shalom 132 that the magnesium is very important to avoid kidney stones. So here it would be stones in the kidney stones. So you should take magnesium 250 grams in tablets. It can be dioxide, chloroxide. It doesn't necessarily be chloride of magnesium, but magnesium. Many say this is better than the other one, but please watch the video about magnesium and you're going to see how interesting. So magnesium 250 milligrams 3 times per day, plus dandelion, because the dandelion has a diuretic power, and besides that, it dilates the tubes that go from the kidneys to the bladder. There's also a plant that is made out of corn silks. You can make a tea out of it, or you can get caps of 500 milligrams. So you can take 3 times a day, 250 milligrams of magnesium, 2 caps of dandelion, and corn's skill 300 milligrams per day plus pineapple. We go back to the pineapple. It is very important. Now, you can add to it, the brothers and friends that are watching this video, there in the stones in the gallbladder, what I advise to my patients is to take dandelion, baldo, pineapple, and pear, but to be drinking olive oil. Because like that, I'm sorry, I didn't show you something, but the stones, the little sand starts going down better with the olive oil. You can take 6 to 8 teaspoons of olive oil throughout the day. Look, most of my patients didn't need a surgery, didn't perform a surgery, and then because of these, and I'm sharing this with you. Now, why am I saying all of these advices? Because I love the congregation, I love the brothers, and I've always loved humanity. It's not from now, it's forever. Blessed is the Abacadosh. Well, headaches. What should you do if you get a headache? A headache can be because of a lot of things. The first one, your blood pressure can be high. If it is high, you have to treat it. Two, if there is a typhoid fever, it can provoke. The main symptom of a typhoid fever is a very intense headache. It can be tension, but the headache that is caused because of high blood pressure is here in the back of the head. The headache of the typhoid fever is mainly here in this area. The pain that is because of tension is from one eye to here because you clench your teeth. You get a headache. Besides that, migraine. Well, you have to go to your family doctor because these advices are not going to substitute your family doctor, of course. It just want to help you. But if it is a headache caused because of a high blood pressure, whilst you get treated, if it is tension, etc., or because of a typhoid fever, valerian can help you. Valerian 500 milligrams 3 times a day. I go to diabetes. If you already are diagnosed as a diabetic or pre-diabetic, because that exists, chromium picolinate. I'm going to give the doses of it. You have to reduce carbohydrates, everything is bread, tortillas here in Mexico, no sugar at all. What is the amount of sugar that is allowed for someone that is diabetic and non-diabetic? 5 teaspoons per day, that is what is allowed, not more, because what else is going to make the glucose to increase? So I'm talking about patients that have pre-diabetes or that you have diabetes now. The chromium picolinate is better for you. Don't think that it's going to squeeze your pancreas so more insulin is produced. No, but because there is a resistance to insulin, I've already explained about that in the teaching of diabetes. The problem is that there's insulin, but it is not used. So what the chromium picolinate is going to do is to take that insulin. So chromium picolinate, you can take 200 micrograms, and you can take from, according to your diet, go down in carbohydrates. You can take 1, 2, or 3 tablets per day of 200 micrograms. If you increase the doses of chromium picolinate, then that wouldn't be right because you can even get nauseous, you can get a headache, you can get confused, and you can even get dizzy. So that wouldn't be right to go from 600 micrograms. Now, there's patients that they tolerate very well even 1,000 and 1,200 micrograms. So 2 tablets in the breakfast, 2 tablets at midday, and 2 tablets at night. But the chromium picolinate is fabulous for all of these, beloved brothers and friends. And of course, if we add to the chromium picolinate attention, zinc, of what I've already talked about also in a video. Watch the videos. Besides these ones, you can learn more. Zinc of 50 milligrams per day, of grams per day, and a lot of attention, vitamin D, but mainly D3. That is the one that helps a lot to avoid diabetes. So be sure that if you're taking vitamins, it has vitamin D that is very rare. If you can't have it there, get it in another place. I'm talking about caps and that because look, the earth is tired. As it, we would need, for example, if we need magnesium, for example, we would need to take 5 kilograms of spinach. So where? We're going to end up like this. So no, the earth is very tired. So everything that I'm advising you is natural. And the idea is that everything is sensitized now. Now, a lot of attention for all of those are diabetic or pre-diabetic. If you take metformin, the metformin makes vitamin B12 to not be absorbed. Hydroxybutyrin, vitamin B12, just write it like that. So if you take metformin, you have to take, of course, you have to take vitamin B12 because if not, metformin will take it. It's not well absorbed. So then they start to get a diabetic neuropathy. A lot of attention to what I'm going to say, beloved brothers, beloved friends. Many diabetics, they take metformin and then they get a neuropathy. I've already talked about that in teaching of diabetes. And then they get a neuropathy, not so much because of the diabetes, but because they lack of vitamin B12, because the metformin that they are taking doesn't let the vitamin B12 to be well absorbed. Now we go to the next advice, a blurry sight. Blurry sight can be, well, even the headache that I told you a little bit ago, it can be because of a bad graduation on your glasses, so you have to look for ophthalmologist to check your graduation. So blurry vision is mainly because of medicine or because the cornea is dry. So check the medicine that you're taking. Go and check your family doctor. Don't prescribe yourself. What I'm saying to you is that I'm saying it because I've been a doctor for a lot of years. So check your graduation, lubricate your eye with what? Chamomile drops, but not a tea. Don't make a tea, boil it. No, because that's contaminated. No, get some chamomile drops for the eye that are sterile. There's another substance that don't harm, and I can share them with you with no problem, that are called hypermelosa. Hypermelosa. That is a very good eye lubricant. But remember, you can even put 3-4 drops on your eyes per day, but go and see your ophthalmologist. He's going to be careful in checking your graduation, the medicine that you're taking, if you're having a blurry sight, if it is a problem. I'm going to say it like this. It depends on the parts of the eye, so there's a lot of things that I don't want to get deeper in it, but the ophthalmologist is the specialist in it, so he will check you carefully. Now, it helps a lot in the vision, I said in many videos, zinc. It avoids the macular degeneration. Vitamin A. Indeed, vitamin A is like that, called commonly as retinol, vitamin E. And I've already mentioned about this in the teachings of vitamins and more, astaxanthin. Now I go to another advice from something else that you were asking a lot, lack of memory. Many say, Roy, I can learn the Bible verses, or my memory is not the best. So there's medicine that they decrease the memory, just like statins, or tebastatin, etc. They have two things. They affect the memory and they increase the glucose. So if you're a diabetic and you take statins, ask your doctor, because your glucose is increasing because of the statin, and that's why you have blurry sight. Or also the statins, as I said, they decrease memory. Now, what do you have to do if you don't have the best memory? So you have to use even calming medicine attention. A lot of people, they use clonazepam to fall asleep, and that is going to decrease their memory. Or they use benzodiazepine that are very strong, so that is going to decrease their memory. So what should you use? The best thing to use is ginkgo biloba, and I'm going to talk a little bit about ginkgo biloba, 40 milligrams once or twice per day. What the ginkgo biloba does? It is a vasodilator. It's going to dilate the bones, and the blood is going to flow better, and you're going to see how your memory is going to get better. Another advice: decrease of strength. It can be because of lack of vitamin, lack of proteins. So you have to take your blood pressure, your glucose, your triglycerides. But generally, the decrease of the strength happens because of a lot of things. It can be lack of vitamins, lack of proteins. We're going to get there. You're going to see if you take the teaching about muscle mass in the same YouTube channel, Shalom 132, and study the Bible, you're going to see that there's a lot of problem with it. If there's not a lot of protein, a little bit of chicken and an egg a month, that's pointless. You have to eat protein. Dry fruits help a lot, mainly nuts. Nuts help a lot. Now, if you get vitamins in a serious pharmacy, they have to take from half vitamin A to zinc. Vitamin A to zinc. The chromium is very rare to be in polyvitamins, but if you see that the problem is that your glucose is increasing, reduce your carbohydrate intake a lot and work out, but sometimes you have to get the chromium. You have to get it besides that. And all of us that we are older than 50, we have to take chromium because we don't produce enough chromium just like we when we were young. Now, we have to check if our strength is decreasing. You have to check if there is no depression. Look for the video depression. What is depression? In this same YouTube channel, Shalom 132. So when there is hopelessness, when there is no will to live, and more things like that. So now I'll go to another advice. Bad digestion. What do you have to do if you have bad digestion? The first thing that you have to do is to not eat till you're full. You have to eat moderately. But baldo, I repeat again, the baldo, caps of 500 milligrams, 3 times per day a cap, one in each meal, is wonderful because the vellus is increased, but very good one, and that's going to make you have a better digestion because the digestion starts in the mouth, but it's going to keep going in the stomach, the gastric acid, and then in the first part of the small intestine, for example, all the pancreas enzymes is there and the villus. So generally when someone has a very bad digestion, what they do is to get villus of a ball like that, or yes, from a ball, but that is not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is to drink baldo. Baldo, there's a lot of caps, and many of them they have. Let's suppose that the villus is not such a problem, but sometimes they have pancreatin of pork, and we eat kosher. Hallelujah. So baldo is the best thing for you. It is a plant and is way better. That would be for bad digestion. Now, carbon dioxide is good, but it's not good for older people because we have liquid retention and you might get swelled. Now, an advice for women that are 45, 50 and older, drink calcium every day and calcitriol, that is vitamin D. Because vitamin D is going to make the calcium stick to the bones, and in that way, the bone doesn't get like to stick to it. You have to be at least 5 minutes in the sun per day for the vitamin D. You can take that whilst you work out. So attention, mainly women that are 45, 50 years old and older, calcium plus calcium, that is vitamin D, to stick the calcium to the bones, get sunlight 5 to 10 minutes at least per day. Now, if you're a woman, if you add magnesium, 250 milligrams per day in tablets, everything's going to go way better. I've already ministered about this in the teaching of the magnesium. Please watch the teaching about the magnesium. Is going to make the calcium stick even better. And there's not going to be that much need of taking that much cups of calcium. But so, calcium with magnesium together, that is going to avoid kidney stones. Now, what to do if you have a very high like habits. A tachycardia is when the heart rate is very fast, and palpitations is when the heartbeat can be kind of normal per minute, but you feel like your heart is going to go out. That is a palpitation. I've made a lot of studies, and the best thing is Tila. Maybe you know about it. You can look for it in caps of 500 milligrams. You can take a pill in each meal. Tila is very good, and even for arrhythmia, Tila, Tila, is better than passiflora, that Valerian. Tila, Tila. I go to the next one. Insomnia, that you can't sleep. I administered when I talked about depression and I talked about neurosis. When someone goes to bed and they fall asleep, but they wake up 2 or 3 a.m., generally it is depression. The person is very sad. When they go to bed and they can't sleep, it's because of tension, anxiety, and then they go to bed, they sleep. That is an easy way to see the difference in between anxiety and depression. It can be one or the other. The best thing in these cases is passiflora. I've already mentioned about this in other teachings. 1,500 milligrams is not going to hurt you. 500 milligrams mainly at night. You can join it with valerian of 50 milligrams, making it a tea. Valerian as a tea. You can add Tila, but look, just with the passiflora is enough, and you can get it in a cap of 500 milligrams. If one is not enough, you can take 2, but don't worry, it is very gentle. The next one, if your legs get swollen, the first thing is to get a diuretic, but the main thing is to see the problem. It can be a problem in your veins, maybe you eat too much salt or processed food, or that they are canned. Products that are in canned, they have a lot of salt as a preservative. So to solve the problem whilst you see your doctor, it's going to be good for you to take dandelion. Dandelion is the best diuretic. There are cups that have dandelion, corn silks, but the dandelion is one of the most gentle ones as a diuretic. Now, all of these that I'm telling you, everything, I have books of medicine, serious books of medicine, scientific, from universities, prestigious universities in the whole world, mainly the studies that I've done, essentially with those kind of plants. And they are serious studies. It's not something that my neighbor or your neighbor is telling you, someone that is no, drink this, drink that. No, I'm a doctor and I've been doing serious studies. So if there is a leg swelling, besides looking for the case, you can take dandelion. If it is a huge swelling, 2 cups of 200 milligrams in each meal, don't worry about it. You're going to be waking up 2 p.m. at night. Sorry for a way of saying it, but the thing is that that swelling has to go away because it's not good for you to be there. And of course, you have to go and see your family doctor. Now, remember that I've always said that we have to work out every day, walk every day. We have to work out. We have to make cardio, like gymnastics, but like cardio, and you have to have a healthy diet. We have to work out with not a lot of weight. Those that do weightlifting, they don't do a lot of work. They didn't work out that much, but they use it with a lot of weight. But we don't want to be a huge, buffed, but we want to have muscle mass. It's not to be like that, like showing off, no. But we need to be strong to work. We need to be strong to go upstairs, mainly us that we are older, because our legs have to be stronger. May they react. It's not to boast about anything. And we have to have a healthy body. That is what the Eternal Father wants. I want to take you to a Bible verse. Look how beautiful. Let's open our Bible, all of us, please. At the end, there are some letters, the letters of Johanan. And here, blessed is your name, Abacados. Let me look for it. The third letter of John. I said this generally when there's a new Hebrew year. In the third letter of John, verse 2, there's just one chapter. I don't know if you have it ready. 3rd of John. If you're a new one or if you're a friend that you don't read the Bible, look how beautiful is the Bible. Look at this channel. You're going to learn a lot. So 3rd of John 2 says, Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So he said, I want you to be holy and to stay in an extraordinary health. The Eternal Father wants us healthy because if we are ill, we don't serve him well. We can work well. How can we bring the bread home? Now, I'll go to the next advice. If you have low back pain, that is very common, mainly if those that are a little bit overweight, they're overweight, or they're older than 45 and 50 years old and older. We have 5 vertebrae, and those vertebrae, mainly the 5th, gets stuck with something. Maybe you fell as a child, you had an accident, you fell from a tree, you were and you fell on your butt. So the problem starts there when you're a child, but you don't see the result till you're older. So also the sciatic. So it is very important, yes, to consider a lot of things because there were a lot of questions about that. The first thing is if you are overweight, you have to lose weight. The second, yes, you have to use a painkiller because sometimes it hurts a lot, a muscle relaxer, and generally in the x-ray when I see someone that has a lot of pain, the pelvis is not balanced, it's not well balanced because there's a leg that apparently is shorter, or it is shorter, and that makes the nerves of the vertebrae to be pinched. So yes, you have to go and see a specialist, an orthopedist, but whilst you see him, if you have that very hard, you have very strong pain, you can laying on bed, completely laying in bed without a pillow. I'm going to show you how to release that pain. And with your pajama, something very light. Laying in bed, you can grab your knees and you have to bring them as closer to your chest as you can. So like that, the nerve can be relaxed. There's nothing better than that. There's nothing better. 1, 2, 3 till 10, and you release them. But don't let your legs, don't let them, like you grab your legs, you release them a little bit, and then again 10, 1 to 10, and you're going to see the result. If you see that you're stepping not well, not okay. For example, I see it in the sole of my shoes, but mainly in the heel. One is more used than the other. That means that the patient is not stepping right. So you can go to the supermarket and you can look for some insoles of gel, or to a shoe store, an insole of gel made out of gel. So you can cut them in the size of your feet and you can put them on your shoes, and that is going to make everything get better. But remember about the exercises and don't carry heavy things, or if you're going to carry them, make the force like with your knees, not with your back. And once you see the orthopedist, he's going to tell you if he has to put something on your insole, like a little bit more heel, so everything is well balanced. But I don't know, I'm going to put you an example. Out of 1,000 cases that I've seen, 998, only 2 cases, 992 are solved like these with the exercises. You can use a painkiller, paracetamol of 500 milligrams I'm saying something that you can receive, you can get without prescription. So mainly the exercise and the insoles of gel. Now, colon swelling. Mainly the intestine, it gets swollen because we call it in medicine a lazy intestine. It doesn't work well. It doesn't do the peristaltic movements, the normal ones. So what do you have to do? First is to decrease that you have parasites. You can get something to kill the parasites to kill all of the parasites. You can get one of those without prescription. That's nothing's going to happen to you. It goes into your mouth, it acts in the colon, and it goes out. Nothing's going to happen to you. But if the intestine, if the colon is swollen because it is lazy, then we have to use apple, not pear. Apple is the best. All of it, do not peel it. Magnesium, 250 milligrams per day, 2 per day. Chamomile tea or mint tea. And increase the intake of fiber. Fiber. There's a lot of kinds. Well, Solomplantago is fiber that comes in a dust, in a powder. When there's constipation and all of that, you can use, so the swelling can go down, you can use compress of cold water. I've already talked about the irritable colon that happens because of stress, so you can use what I just said. Please check this video slowly 2, 3, 10 times. If you're not swollen but there's constipation, then magnesium is going to help you a lot. 250 milligrams 3 times a day is not going to make you go to the bathroom a lot, but also you can take prune and papaya. And here, attention, a diet of a low residue. That's how we call it in the hospital. A diet of low residue is that it doesn't create a lot of poo. They don't eat a lot of bread. Just a few tortillas, because that is what causes more residue. So with these advices, you're going to feel better. And remember to work out, because if you take the prune and the papaya and you don't work out, it's almost pointless. Dizziness. One thing is dizziness and another thing is vertigo. Dizziness is that you feel that you're moving. Vertigo is when you feel that the things around you are moving. That's horrible. If you've had a vertigo, that's horrible. So what's the first thing that you have to check? Your blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides. You have to check if you're not taking a medicine. Check with your family doctor if you're not taking a medicine that can cause you to make dizzy. And drink the ginkgo biloba because it helps a lot with the dizziness, because a big amount of the dizziness in people that are 40 and older years old is because there's not a lot of blood in their brain. There can be dizziness and even vertigo. So ginkgo biloba, 40 milligrams per day. Now we go to the next one. Buzzing on your ears. I don't want to go deeper into that. Buzzing in your ears. That can be because of you have a high blood pressure. A lot of buzzing on your ears. Attention, brothers, sisters, friends, or a lot of buzzing on your ears after 45 and 50 years old is because the ear starts to get older. So the best medicine, to say it like that, natural medicine, of course, the first thing they have to do is to pray in the name of Father and Yahshua HaMashiach to be healed. The best medicine for that buzzing, ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba to avoid the degeneration of your ear. That's the best thing that you can take. And even the degeneration of your eyes. I've already said that it's a vasodilator and it's going to help more blood to go faster with more oxygen because it dilates the blood vessels. I'm going to say some about ginkgo biloba. And I said in the promotion that I was going to talk about a plant that helps for a lot of things. So the ginkgo biloba could survive the Hiroshima bomb. It's a very ancient tree, so the ginkgo biloba helps to regulate the heart beats. If you felt palpitations or a very high cardiac, whilst you see a cardiologist, you see that you can tell that your heart is not in the constant rhythm. You can take ginkgo biloba, a pill a day, and the morning and the night. The ginkgo biloba, brothers, friends, it helps a lot for anxiety. It protects the heart. It makes you get a better sleep. It's not going to make you like, it's not like a drug. But if you take it in the morning, you're not going to be falling asleep. But at night, it works very well because all of these. The Eternal Father is perfect. Blessed is His name. Yahweh is His name. Joshua HaMashiach is His name. The Eternal Father is perfect because it is going to act with the melatonin at night. The melatonin is not released throughout the day, but at night because of the pineal gland, what people call the third eye. That's why I invite you to watch our videos about the third eye. That's terrible. Get informed about the truth. So the idea is, well, I want to clarify, I don't do Kabbalah, New Age, none of that. I put those videos to uncover the lie. So it makes you get a better night's sleep, and it has a light sedative effect. So besides the magnesium, if you're suffering of stress, besides magnesium and everything that I said, if you take ginkgo biloba, you're going to feel way better. And of course, you have to be fine with the Eternal Father, with the Almighty, to have an inner peace, that's for sure. The ginkgo biloba makes the glucose to go normal. It makes the glucose get normal. It decreases the cholesterol. It decreases the triglycerides. Attention. It inhibits the blood platelet aggregation. The ginkgo biloba is also an amazing vasodilator on the brain and the whole body, head to toe, and even the smallest blood vessels that are called capillaries. But mainly, attention to this, it avoids the formation of blood clots. Now, for those that are of the third age, it acts very well as anti-aging. And attention to this is not to boast about it, no. But I'm referring that many patients, they arrive with a buzzing, their blood pressure is fine, their cholesterol is fine, their triglycerides are fine. They are not taking any medicine that might cause them a buzzing, because there is medicine that can cause a buzzing. But the idea is that the ear is getting older. What do I have to do? Ginkgo biloba. And I'm going to share with you some other things. So, as an anti-aging, the best thing is ginkgo biloba. Now, it helps a lot to decrease the blood pressure, high blood pressure. So, if you're taking a medicine that your family doctor gave you for your blood pressure, you can suggest him, and there's nothing wrong with that if you take ginkgo biloba with it, because that is going to make the high blood pressure to be decreased. But you have to be taking your pressure every day. But the ginkgo biloba is going to help the medicine to work better, because it is a vasodilator. Because if you dilate the blood vessels, look, what makes you to have a high blood pressure is because the blood vessels are not dilated. So we have to avoid an embolia, and heart attack, etc., etc. There can be a brain, like a brain. It can happen in your brain and in your heart. Now, also, the ginkgo biloba helps a lot as a vein invigorating, mainly when there is varicose veins. If you start to get those little spiders on your legs, ginkgo biloba, so you don't get varicose veins. Then it has a very light effect, but it has a diuretic effect. So you go to pee more, and that's better because your kidneys are going to be working better. For those that have hemorrhoids, it is a very good medicine, the ginkgo biloba, including hemorrhoids. Like, of course, I advise my patients. I'm saying it like this, and I'm not saying the creation is the creation of the Eternal Father. The Eternal Father wants us to be healthy, and I'm saying this with a lot of love and with no interest of business. I'm non-profit. We don't make business, so you can take sedatives. You can take a shower. You can shower yourself there with cold water. I've already explained for dizziness and for vertigo because of the lack of blood flow in your brain, the ginkgo biloba is going to help you. For example, when the patient doesn't know where they are, that they kind of think slow, they arrive and they say, "Doctor, I used to think very fast, but now it's kind of harder for me. My behavior has changed. Drink ginkgo biloba." A lot of people have an insufficiency in their blood flow to their brain, and they get very harsh change of humor, and it's not because they're neurotic, it's because of that. Now, I've already talked about Alzheimer's, and the ginkgo biloba it avoids Alzheimer's. The ginkgo biloba also protects the neurons. It protects the neurons. It makes the cognitive status to get better, to think, etc., etc. There's patients that they say, "Well, now with the calculator, with my phone, I make everything fast." But the best thing to do is to do it as we used to do it, to make some subtractions, divisions with our mind, and it's going to help us a lot. If you can't memorize the Psalms, take ginkgo biloba, and it's going to get better in the name of Joshua HaMashiach. In patients with glaucoma and macular degeneration, besides that I tell them to go to see the ophthalmologist, I take them ginkgo biloba, and I've seen that it gets better for my patients. If you feel your legs heavy, you feel them very heavy, is because of bad circulation, a bad blood flow. So take ginkgo biloba, and if you're swollen, you can't take the other things that I just mentioned. Now, if you have varicose veins, I've already ministered, or if you have cramps or charley horses on your legs, it is mainly because of lack of potassium. I'm adding some things. I'm sorry because I get a lot of ideas on my head, and I want to give you good advices in goodwill. So the lack of potassium causes charley horses, cramps. So what you can do about it? You can take a banana or a tomato, the tomato that has a lot of potassium as well. Oranges, for sure, they have a lot of potassium. So add it with the ginkgo biloba. That's wonderful. The ginkgo biloba is going to help for vein insufficiency in varicose veins. It makes you focus better, because one thing I won't stop there, because one thing is memory and one thing is to focus. There's people that can't focus very well. They say, "Doctor, it's hard for me to focus." So ginkgo biloba. Now, it has her its con you can't take ginkgo biloba if you're pregnant, if you bleed often, you get a nosebleed, or you hit yourself and you get a and you get something, or if you're taking aspirin. So don't take it if you're pregnant, or if you bleed often, nosebleeds, or if you hit yourself and you get the mug often, or if you're taking aspirins. That's what I do with my patients when I have them in front of me. So the thing is to take away the aspirins, and if they're going to take ginkgo biloba, then you don't give them two medicines, you give them one. Because if we want the oxygen and the blood flow to be better, and we want something that doesn't make blood clots. So you have to use one thing or another, but please go and see your family doctor first. I'm saying clear things here. Go and see your family doctor first. I'm going to say some things about the chromium picolinate. The chromium picolinate, just to start, the chromium is a mineral. Do you remember? Vitamins and minerals, says the doctor, the family doctor. So the chromium is a mineral. Now, the chromium picolinate mainly decreases body fat. If you have a lot of fat on your abs that you've accumulated because of a bad diet, I'm not criticizing you, I'm saying this as a doctor. The chromium picolinate, so it's going to decrease body fat and attention. It increases muscle mass with workout. If you take chromium picolinate but you don't work out, it's pointless. I've already said that chromium picolinate is ideal to avoid diabetes. If you've been detected that you have a little bit of a high glucose, take chromium picolinate fast. Of course, stop taking carbohydrates, ice cream, cake, soda, all of that. And chromium picolinate 3 times a day. Now, when there is a diabetes, it also helps a lot, but where to get that? But if you have diabetes, chromium picolinate, besides the medicine that you're taking, and remember, if you're taking metformin, take vitamin B12 or B complex, thiamine, riboflavin, pyridoxine, the hydroxychloroquine. They are kind of harder terms, but you know. The chromium picolinate makes you perform better. You're going to have a better performance. I've already said it decreases the glucose levels. It makes the cognitive status to get better. So you use chromium picolinate and ginkgo biloba together. That's amazing because they make the cognitive status better. It increases the good cholesterol, the chromium picolinate, and it decreases the bad cholesterol. To lose weight is diet, exercises, workouts, and you can add chromium picolinate if you want to lose weight. I said the doses can be 200 micrograms to 1,000 micrograms, but it's better to be a tablet of 200 micrograms in each meal. I'm going to talk about another amino acid that is very important, glutamine. Glutamine, besides that it increases muscle mass and it increases the physical performance, as an anxiolytic, attention, I'm saying all of these advices because we're living very hard moments. There's a lot of brothers or friends that they don't have to go the money to go and see their doctors. So I'm saying easy things that are going to give results, of course, in the holy name of Joshua HaMashiach. So glutamine, for example, there's a lot of anxiety and the Valium during work and the passiflora during help you. Glutamine, 1 gram every 12 hours. Or 2 tablets if you can't sleep before going to bed. This amino acid is wonderful because it has a big relationship with the GABA. I've already talked about it in other medical teachings. Please look for them. If you add to the glutamine B complex, it's way better for stress, for anxiety. I'm going to talk about BCAA, essential amino acids. Attention, because we are living very hard times with the situation of the coronavirus. A lot of attention, please, a lot of attention, and share this video as much as you can. I repeat, I do not monetize YouTube videos. I don't make business with them. So, attention. You can take the essential amino acids. Can you take them? Yes. People, for example, that are older than 50 to 60, is vital for you to take them. Is leucine, valine, and isoleucine. There's 3 of them. There are other amino acids that are very important, but the main ones are leucine, valine, and isoleucine. For example, if you get the jaw, mainly, generally, in a serious store, they are generally sold together. Try to only get the essential amino acids because sometimes people that they do weightlifting and all of that to make a lot of muscle mass, they add creatine and all of that things. And one day I'm going to talk about that, but that's not so convenient if we want to have a better health. We don't want that. We want to be strong and healthy to serve the eternal Father. Yahweh is his name, and to work to bring the bread home. So, just those three. No. 500 milligrams of each one of them, leucine, valine, and isoleucine per day. With that is more than enough. For someone that doesn't want to, didn't want to be Mr. Universe. The thing is that those 3 amino acids are essential, and I'm going to tell you why. Because these 3 amino acids increase the IgM, the IgG, the IgE. And you're going to say, what is that? The immunoglobulins. It increases the immune system and they go up. You can take vitamin C and zinc just like I've explained. Nevertheless, if you take vitamin C a gram per day, zinc 50 milligrams per day, and 500 milligrams of each one of the 3 essential amino acids, the defenses of the body increase a lot. Now, the immunoglobulin, they even have a relationship with allergies. So when someone is allergic, for example, to cold or allergic to something else, or they're sneezing a lot because they're allergic to their own perfume or etc., those essential amino acids, they help a lot to those allergies to go away. And that is scientifically shown. I'm not giving you something made at home. No, this is serious. Now, attention, attention. We trust in the eternal Father, Yahshua HaMashiach, and we rebuke all infection of coronavirus in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Nevertheless, the eternal Father wants us to be strong. And there's brothers and friends that they don't eat very well. They don't eat that healthy. They take something light in the morning, they have eat at midday, and they have a worse dinner. They only eat junk food and all of that. That's not food. So let's eat more vegetables, more fruits, mainly citrics. I've already said that the guava has more vitamin C than the lemon and the orange together. I've said that potassium from the bananas, etc. But if you add these amino acids, that if we want to get them naturally, we would have to eat tons of red meat. So we better get them in tablets or serious pharmacies, and this increases the defenses. Look, I'm sharing this information for the whole world. Take it. This is a good advice. I'm a medical surgeon from a lot of years, thanks to Yahshua HaMashiach. When there is fatigue, well, we have to see that fatigue is not because of a low heart rate, lack of vitamins, etc. But when there is a very strong fatigue, the best things to take is amino acids of the ones I've talked about, BCAA, and besides that, add B complex to them. Amazing. Amazing. You truly become strong. Now, remember, as a whole, if you have hypertension, if you are diabetic, if you have problems on your kidneys, you always have to look for your medical doctor. your family doctor, sorry, your family doctor. Nevertheless, everything that I just told you comes from a doctor, and I don't joke around. I'm serious about this. And I didn't share with you something that was in an article online, and even though there's serious articles, I didn't tell you any of that. I told you from serious medical doctors that they used to come in French, now they're in Spanish, in this case English, but books of a lot of research of serious scientists, serious doctors, serious biochemists, serious chemists, and mainly because of what I've learned from I don't know how many years of being a doctor, but now in practice. So that is very important. Now, everything that I just mentioned is going to be good for your health. What about acid, like reflux? There's some that are inhibitors of. Look, that is this is the thing. There's a lot of medicine that are inhibitors of the proton bomb, and you might think that this is from the bomb, nuclear bomb. No, but it's in the stomach. And those medicines create a lot of secondary infection, mainly fungus, and mainly in the genitals, and patients arrive to the office with a lot of itchiness. So you can take, for example, if you have acid reflux, you can take the gel of aluminum hydroxide with magnesium. But if the person tends to have kidney stones, they are going to get the kidney stones. So my advice for you is to take oats like that, oats, to eat it, 1 tablespoon, to chew it, and you drink it with water, and you're going to see how the acidity goes away. Now, oats, there's a video I want you to look for it, and please share it, about oats, see flaxseed, garlic, olive oil. I talk about a lot of things there. Look for it, or we will send you the link on the chat so you can look for it. You can watch it. So oats is amazing for acidity. Remember, don't take a lot of salt, sugar per day, only 5 teaspoons, even if you're a diabetic or not. Because if you take more, it becomes an obsession. I've explained another teaching about colitis. I explained about the inflammation of the colon and what to do, etc., etc. But when the colitis is a nervous, that is generally like that, there is an inflammation of the colon, then use what I told you about passiflora, magnesium, and a rich diet in fiber. It has to be rich in fiber. If you're going to take, for example, you're going to eat an apple, don't peel it. Don't peel it. No, the coconut, not the coconut. Of course, you're not going to eat a coconut with the peel. That is just a joke. But if you're going to take a carrot, wash it very well, disinfect it, and eat it like that. Do not peel it. The thing is to be healthy and strong. So I will leave to hear this teaching of practical advices. If you want me to keep going with these advices, please send us your requests. Of course, that there's a lot of illnesses, but I truly wish you health. Now, do you have your oil there? Perfect. Have it there ready. Perfect. I'm going to pray for you all so it's consecrated. What I said is, blessed are you, Elohim, King of the universe, Yahweh. In the holy name of Yahshua HaMashiach, this oil is consecrated, put apart for you to pray for the ill, the brothers, and to pray for their houses. In the holy name of Yahshua HaMashiach, Amen, Amen. Now, I'm going to pray for the health and healing it. But it's very important to only use the oil when we have not, but when you are ill or you have someone ill at home. If you're ill, my advice for you is this one. Take a tablespoon every day per 7 days, and you will see the difference, because this oil is now apart, because we prayed in the name of Joshua HaMashiach. And I clarify, the oil is not holy. That is an invention of our religion. No, it is consecrated, put apart for health and the blessing of the brothers and sisters. Now put your hands like this. If you're ill, I'm going to pray for you. Or if you have a pain, even if it's small. Out all depression, of out all hopelessness, every pain, in the holy name of Joshua HaMashiach. Please open the windows of heavens, bless the everlasting Father, in the holy name of Joshua HaMashiach. Give fire of your holy Ruach HaKodesh. Heal their bodies from their head to toe, in the holy name of Joshua HaMashiach, from all of those that will watch this video or the ones that are watching it now. Thank you so much, Joshua HaMashiach. Amen. Amen. May the Eternal Father bless you a lot. And remember, we see each other this next Shabbat. And attention, I'm going to give you a hint of the teaching that I'm going to give this next teaching, more about forgiveness. If I forgive, I'm healthy. The big majority of illnesses are because of lack of forgiveness. May the Eternal Father bless you and keep you, and we see each other soon. See you soon.